In most Asian kits, you'll typically see the drills, and these drills are clearly marked by their height. The drills have stoppers at different heights. Working with these drills is easier and safer. The drills also stay sharper. That's because every time you want to do drilling, you use a different line. Whereas in those brands, those systems, and those kits where the drills don't have stoppers, you only see one line of drills. Every time you want to do this, you use that entire line. So, the kit and its drills get dull and worn out much faster, and you have to replace them sooner. So, that's an advantage. It's an advantage for your drills to have stoppers, and at different heights, you know your drill is working safely and won't drill any deeper than intended. Later, I will explain that in terms of its precise three-dimensional placement, the absolutely ideal depth for an implant relative to the free gingival margin should be approximately 3 to 4 millimeters, a crucial consideration for optimal outcomes. And with that in mind, if I take the thickness of the soft tissue, the final position of my implant should be 2 millimeters more apical to crest of healthy bone. So, if I want to follow this guideline, and let's say my plan is to place a 10 millimeter implant, well, my implant is 10 millimeters, and I also need to leave 2 millimeters of bone unoccupied. I need to keep a distance from the crest of the bone. For placing a 10 millimeter implant, drill should I use? 10 millimeters plus the 2 millimeters as a gap from the crest. Yes, I use 12 millimeter drills so that my hole is prepared in a way that, after placing a 10 millimeter implant, the top 2 millimeters remain empty. I picked up the second drill. I'm moving on to continue drilling. After finishing the first one or two initial drills, this is the point where you need to determine whether your initial drilling site was correct or not. Was the direction and orientation of your drilling correct or not? So, both the location and the angulation need to be checked here. So what do? I take the parallel pin, place it in the prepared hole, and evaluate whether all the criteria I mentioned have been met or not. Take a good look at the image of the parallel pin. It's positioned exactly right up against the palatal side. If you want to compare it with the existing healthy teeth, the parallel pin is exactly aligned with the cingulum of the tooth, not at the incisal edge, not on the buccal surface, but at the cingulum, which is on the palatal part of the tooth. This is exactly the correct direction and location for the initial drilling, and the rest of the drills should follow the same path. After I place the parallel pin, two outcomes can happen. One is everything is correct. I'll do drilling in same direction, or I realize angle or position an issue. I realize hand too mesial. From now, preparing, I corrected preparation more distal. If too distal, I'll go mesial. If too palatal, I'll go buccal. I realized I was too buccal. I'll go a little more palatal. In short, the adjustments that the parallel pin gives me, that parallel pin provides me with that information. I use that information for the rest of the drilling up to the final drill. Whether you do the final drill or not, and whether you use the final drill all the way to the end or to the full length really depends on where in the mouth you're working. It really depends on the bone density. If your bone is D3 or D4 type, you might not get good primary stability. So I recommend that you don't use the final drill to its full length. This will cause your socket to be over-prepared, overdrilled, and you won't have good primary stability. In the first arch, especially in the maxilla, if my bone is D3, I either don't use the final drill at all, or I just use the first half.